strength, integrity, beauty within, excellence, intelligence, powerful. These are the makings of a phenomenal woman. Welcome to our Determined to Educate Phenomenal Woman series.
I'm Brenda Jenifer, and I'm the Executive Center Director at the South Bronx Job Corps Academy. My career started back in the 80s as a nurse working in the ICU and IMCU. I saw an ad for Job Corps. I said, let me try there. So I went there and started as their wellness manager, and I was tagged there for executive leadership. Went to training, and then came to the Brooklyn Job Corps as their center director, and subsequently here at the South Bronx Job Corps. I grew up in Washington, D.C. I'm a Washingtonian. However, my family relocated to New Jersey in the early 1970s, and that's where I've resided my entire life. My greatest inspiration were my parents. They were parents of 3 children. My father worked his way through college, got his bachelor's degree, his master's degree, and subsequently his PhD. Relocated his family for a better life in New Jersey. They grounded in all 3 of us. There are 3 of us in our family in terms of siblings, my sister and my brother and I. They instilled in us early in life that education is our pathway. That if we get a good education, there's nothing we could do, that we could always be better than. I remember coming home, they made sure we went to private schools because they wanted the best education for us. And where we lived, the town we lived in, didn't have a very good educational system. So we went to private school, and that was tough because there was only one working income in the house. And so I had taken physical science at this school, and that's introductory physics. And I came home with a C. My mother looked at my report card and she goes, C? You can do better than that. I said, Mom, what is the big deal? It's a C. It's a C. I got A's and B's and everything else. This is my 1 C. So the C's not good enough. I said, Mom, when Dad gets home, you ask him about physics, and I'm quite sure he'll be okay with a C. She goes, well, we'll see when your dad gets home. My dad comes home and comes downstairs to my bedroom and said, Brenda, let's talk about this report card. I said, I don't understand why we're making such a big production. It's a C. Everything else is A's and B's. A C is average, Dad. That's okay. And for one of the first times in life, I saw my father lose his temper. He said to me, Brenda, a C is average. You are African American. You're a woman. They see you walking in the door, they're looking for an excuse. You can never afford to be average. That stuck with me for the rest of my life. So anything I do, I always try to do it exemplary. Average is just not good enough. And one of the things that I love about Job Corps is I've seen thousands of students over my career. I've seen what an education does for them. And one of the things that I find so much satisfaction in my life now is that I know that I've saved more lives through education than I ever saved in the ICU. So Phenomenal Woman to me is one that edifies others, especially our youth, making sure they reach all of their potential in everything they do. Everybody has a role to play in a kid's edification. And so the security guard will be like, well, Ms. J, what role do I play? Kid walks in the morning, they gotta swipe in when they come in the building. And they come there, faces that, what's going on? I had a problem at home or whatever. The difference between edifying and crushing is, well, and you're late for school. Well, did you talk to somebody? You want to talk to me? Well, what's going on? Let me take you to mental health. Let me take you to wellness. It is the difference between crushing a kid and developing a kid. And understand, everybody here, from maintenance to security to the admin person to the folks up in pay, every one of us touch every one of their lives every day. So we're not just instructing when we're in the classroom, and we're not just instructing when we're teaching their skills. We're instructing by the way we treat each other. We're instructing when we take them by the shoulder and say, it's going to be okay. The first question I always, when a student's lashing out, I always say to the staff, did you ask the important question? And they'll say, yes, Miss Jenifer, I asked them, what are they afraid of? Because 9 times out of 10, if a young person is having a problem, they're lashing out, it's not because they're a bad person or they're afraid of something. They're afraid of going home. They're afraid of getting in trouble. They're afraid of failing their test. They're afraid of leaving the program. Because for most of our students, for 2 years, this is home. And so when one gets put against the wall, that now I've got to leave an environment where everyone's known me, everyone's cared for me, everyone's loved me, and now I've got to go into the real world. It's frightening. It's frightening if you're 30. It's frightening when you're 40. It's paralyzing if you're 20. So one of the things we work really hard in here is everything, every experience for our kid is either going to develop them or it's going to crush them. And we always have to err on the side of developing. Because again, we're different from most schools. We're their home. We're their home and we're their school. And every single step, every single day, every time we encounter a student, we have the ability of either edifying them or crushing them. And we always try to err on the side of edifying them. And understand our job is to develop. And when we do that, you can't fail. They're going to be your neighbor. They're going to be your daughter's husband or wife. They're going to be our future taxpayers, our leaders. Wouldn't you rather a student that's been edified and nurtured than someone that's been dragged along? It's the difference.